Greetings and welcome to the Fireside chat, actually, yes. My name is Kairos and with me is Emily, Jennifer, and Howard Tillo.
Oh, hi.
Hey,
So we have a very special Dev Fireside today. We are playing Embr.
well, we can. Do people in chat want to see Ember?
Well,
Wait,
I
so
already got it launched, so...
Wait, do you have it on screen right now?
Yes?
Wow, those what's supposed to be secret.
What secret?
No,
What are you
I'm
talking about? There's no secret. Is there? Well, we played it last week, right? Not
yeah.
last week,
Wait,
but like...
week before. Yeah,
Yeah.
but Ember.
There's nothing new. I mean, there is probably new
Quick,
stuff, but
quickly
I don't.
switch back to the normal Fireside overlay.
Very well then.
Can you?
Well, I can, but it's.
It's that much trouble. Anyway, yes, we're here. There we go. We got fire in the middle. Warren isn't here though. We have Howard. No,
I'm dead
everyone's so
inside.
quiet.
Oh no, we broke Renee.
Um, yeah. So let's see.
Go on.
How has our week been? I think everyone is either getting over being sick or got sick this week.
not me.
Oh, okay.
Not me either.
Wow. I know Leland came down with some, and I was recovering at the beginning of the week, but we're getting through it. And what we were just talking before we went live about the crazy weather that's been going on in what British Columbia?
Yeah.
And Leland said he's just covered in snow.
I see.
Yeah, they had a lot of bad weather. It was like it was a polar vortex, and we were getting a lot. Here in southern Ontario, we were only getting like lots of rain. Up in northern Ontario, they were getting freezing rain, which is a lot worse. But we had really high winds and rain, and my power went out for a little bit actually. Which apparently always happens whenever there's a storm. It's like the worst. I don't know why.
Oh, your power goes out when there's snow? Like often when there's storm?
Like
Or
when there's high winds or freezing rain, it often goes out. Like a
Gotcha.
month ago, there was a lot of freezing rain and it went out for like 8 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I think I think we've had one power outage that was more than like a half an hour in the last, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years. It's only been one time it went out for any really appreciable length of time that I can remember.
Freezing rain, it's really bad. Like here we can handle snow no problem. Snow is fine. Doesn't matter with snow. Anything can still happen with snow, but when there's freezing rain, everything just like shuts down. Schools are canceled, everything like that because trees fall down on the roads and there's like car crashes and like the roads are unsafe and just everything's covered in like ice and it's just not good. But yeah, there's been a lot
Cool.
of crazy weather recently.
Freezing rain is cool. No. Let's see. Oh, Richard's sick. Well, why aren't you in the call, Richard?
Richard, where are you?
We were just talking about this.
I didn't know
sick
Richard
too.
was.
Everybody
Richard was home today.
Just
I don't
because
have
you're
space.
just because you're sick, let's say you're sick, you have a fever. Let's say the fever is like 102. Let's say you're like completely bedridden. You know, you have your feet in your feeble state. You can not get out of your bed. So what? What's the big deal?
Gotta keep going.
No, come on. But of course, if I'm actually sick, I should be like, yo, talk to me.
Let's talk about Goyo. What do you want to talk about with Goyo? Somebody in chat.
Wait, who, me?
No, somebody in chat wants to talk about Goyo.
Oh.
It's been a while. Yeah, I mean, well, it's been since the last time Richard was on, really. Richard is working on things. I need Richard in. I'm trying to ignore the polar voice before text, I say. Yeah, now I just want Richard to hop in, to join
Richard,
us, so Richard can
come
talk
here.
about.
Don't do
Richard,
this to
why aren't
me.
you here?
I mean, Richard, are you still in chat? Just talk about Guns of Icarus.
Yeah, just like say stuff in chat.
I can talk between coughing, I guess. I mean, if you want to join the call, just hit the button, join the call. It's up
Do
to
it.
you.
You know, you
Yeah,
want
it's like,
to.
yeah, don't worry. Love hearing those like deathly, raspy.
I nearly lost
Oh,
my
God damn it.
voice when I was.
Oh, yeah, I'm just talking
very
trash, right?
clearly.
I
I
don't know
know.
what people have, like, is it the cold or flu, whatever. But hey, I got the flu
I don't
shot
know
this
what I
year,
got.
and
I did
apparently,
too.
yeah, apparently it's I don't want to jinx myself, right? So I'm not gonna say, but so far it seems to be.
Yeah,
I mean, come on,
It's
Richard,
Richard.
give me the deathly, sickly, super sick voice.
I can barely. No, it's not that bad. I'm just kind of. I'm just stuffed up mainly, and just coughing a bit. And the place I work, they don't like people to come in with any sort of sickness at all, and they're just like, "Nah, go home."
Wait, like what? A school?
Yeah.
My mom's a nurse and still goes to work when she's sick.
Oh my
But yeah, I was much more miserable this morning. But yeah, I just have a cold. Started getting it last night. But I'm not on deathbed or anything.
See, you can be in the call and talk. So.
But saying that, I'm on my feet for like 9 hours a day, and I would probably be like they'd need to wheel me out on the cart by the end of the day.
I see. Yeah.
That's the kind of spirit, man. It's like, yeah.
But so, Richard, I see that you're playing Blender. What's going on?
Oh, I was just finishing up some things on my model I was making, and then I was going to do something else, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh.
I was just printing out a stencil for tracing out the sails, so they could be cut out on paper or whatever fabric of your choice.
Right, because you want to print out your. Which ship are you working on?
The Spire.
Still. Okay.
Yeah, still. Well, it's basically finished. I've got 2 of them hanging behind me right now, hanging from my my fan pole.
Gotcha.
And then I had to get somebody was requesting the Junker model so they could start working on that for printing it. Nerd Hector actually has the goldfish completely printed, but I think he's redoing it so that he can do it to the same scale as the one that I did, which is 1 to 480 scale, which is still a model that's like 10 inches tall with the spire.
Jeez.
They're massive.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like a really small model.
It sounds like a small model, but scaling it to 1 to 480 is what they typically use for like that's the scale you'll get Titanic models in if you get a model kit.
Wow. So, but do you want to talk about Guns of Icarus, like specific, like the game?
Sure.
Do you have plans for more dies?
There's a couple of dies that will be released from events, and I haven't been working on them. I've been busy working on other things. Still working on making the Crusader dieable so that everybody can paint it whatever color they want instead of the red pink, as people have called it.
Right.
Otherwise, let me pull up my list of things. Nope, that's closing my list of things. It's the opposite of what I was trying to do.
Yeah, the next thing I was going to ask about was game modes. So, but I'll let you get your list and give us the rundown.
Game modes are tricky. People have been requesting Skyball.
No
Skyball.
way.
Skyball.
Yeah.
Yes, they have. Isn't it odd? Their request, like, that was one of the most hated game modes we've had, and lately, like, I've had some vets come back, and they're like, just like, I really miss Skyball. Unironically,
Oh man.
yeah, we got a lot of flack for that game mode, but there's been a lot of suggestions for changing it so that it wouldn't be so abrasive, I guess.
Yeah.
But I did find out what was bugging it, where it would make everybody crash, which some people thought was like a godsend. It's like, oh no, Skyball. Oh yay, it crashed. But yeah, it was the oddest things. It was the goal towers. If you have more than 2 of them in the scene, the mode crashes. It's really bizarre. So if I do bring Skyball back, I'll be just replacing the goals with like balloon points, like the capture points. That's what everybody's familiar with, anyways, and you can't crash into them. Because that was another massive complaint where there's like, can you please just make them so you can pass through them? Well, no, I can't, because if I put them in there, they'll crash. So 2 problems solved at once.
Yeah.
And that also makes it much easier to convert maps to Skyball, because all you got to do is stick in a balloon. You don't have to redo the shading or the baked on shadows, which are the towers make, because the towers don't cast shadows on their own. They have to be the baked on shadows. So a balloon will make things easier anyways.
So are we going to get Skyball back and multiple new Skyball maps?
Yes, probably. And then if people hate them, we'll just turn them off again, I guess. What else can you do? The main thing I've been working on over the past month is converting the Scars of Lutessa infiltration map. No, not infiltration, intercept. The Scars of Lutessa intercept, I've been converting it to an assault and doing some fun things with it, which things like adding AA towers to it, and a new wall called Wall Rose, if you're familiar with the Attack on Titan lore. The current wall is Wall Maria, which is the outer wall, and then the inner wall is Wall Rose, and Rose is much more heavily defended. And Rose has cannons on it.
Cannons?
Yeah. Cannons that don't let you get anywhere near the wall. I should rename them Titan Smashers. But yeah, the entire map is much smaller than your typical assault. So we did some clever placement with AA turrets and different things so that traversing the map is more like infiltrating a giant base instead of going from small base to small base with lots of spaces between. Gotcha. There's like layers of defense you have to carve your way through before you get to the end. Otherwise, a couple of small balance changes, which are still in the works. Added 3v3 to Misty Mutiny. And that's pretty much it for what I've been working on.
Okay. Well,
but
3v3 Misty Mutiny will be really good to see.
Yeah. It isn't an entirely new map itself. It'll eventually be. It'll still say score of 5 in the intro screen or the loading screen. Not the loading screen, the lobby. I got it right on that final thought.
Will it be 5 or 7 kills needed in the?
It uses a setting where we can change the kill limit based on the number of ships that start.
Oh.
So I added in an extra data field where if there's 3 ships on each side, it'll switch to a score of 7, and it'll do that in the loading screen. So a bit of a hack until I can get the map itself converted or made, because to change the score, you actually have to build an entirely new map generally.
Gotcha.
Well, in the data, anyways. Like making a new map is the biggest thing that requires a client update is making a new map image. Otherwise, you end up with a blank white map with no spawns, and you can't tell where anybody is.
Oh,
And
that's what causes that.
yes, that's the missing map image.
I think just about anyone who's joined for testing has seen that at some point.
Yes. And I think even the occasional map snuck its way into the main game. Well, a couple people occasionally have bugs, and it's usually on Linux when something doesn't build right, where they won't see the map. And we're not sure what causes that. It's just Linux being Linux, because you have to account for 1,000 different kind of Linux builds.
Well, I can't say I've seen that reported in ever.
Nobody has mentioned it in quite a while. I can't remember who said that they were having issues. Somebody was having problems with one of the Kinforth maps. And it was just that one person. Everybody else could see. And it was just one of the sizes. It was really a strange thing. Oh, wait. They did find out what the problem was. They had Guns of Icarus Online installed on a different hard drive as Guns of Icarus Alliance. And if they opened up the wrong one, it was using a previous build that was missing the map they needed. So never mind.
Weird.
Ignore everything I said. It was user error.
All right. Let's see if I can sidetrack here. Do we have upcoming conventions we can talk about? I don't know how much there is to say there.
Yeah.
Because I know I've said we're going to be at PAX East.
We will be at PAX East. We will be at PAX East. I guess I'm not supposed to announce like what format, but at what avenue. But yes, we will be at PAX East. We will be showing Embr at PAX. We will be at GDC. But GDC, as you guys know, it's more of a tech. It's not like a fan show or anything, right? So we're going there primarily to listen to talks, but also I'm trying to schedule, meetings with platforms, with publishers, people who potentially give us money, and distribution, blah blah blah. So and press and so on. So while be at GDC, we will be at PAX East for sure, and then we will be at Taipei Game Show. Those are the upcoming ones. We will likely be at EGX. Right.
Wow. So
not completely confirmed yet, but likely. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I was just tracing the stencil I just printed out to make sure it worked. so I'm quiet. Otherwise, I would have said, I like money.
Are you mercantile?
No, Mr. Crab voice.
Oh.
The famous meme clip.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so four upcoming things. I only know the date for PAX
yeah.
East. I'd have to look up the dates for the others. I don't know them off the top of my head. But yeah, so there's a lot of places you can see Embr.
Yeah.
Especially PAX East. If you're going to PAX East, come play Embr. Come hang out.
Yeah. I think the build that we will have at PAX East should be a good one. Well, I guess it better be a good one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to bring out your dead.
Which one was True Jet Black? I don't know the context of that question. Richard,
Which one? Well, yesterday
Yeah.
during Dev Games, we gave out the whoever could guess the top selling dies for the since October. We gave them out, and the two top ones were Weathered Black and Jet Black. And Losty Frosty's asking which one was the true Jet Black because they were both originally named Jet Black.
Ah.
So his question is, which one is the true Jet Black? Both of them. Weathered Black was the balloon color that was called Jet Black, which is actually sort of a brownish black. And Jet Black was the costume black, which is much darker.
I see. So there's your answer.
There's the answer. Enjoy it. Savor it.
How is Amsterdam doing?
Basically just selling on the different store pages.
Yeah, it's out there.
Yeah, it's out there. It was we included in all the different sales. It was in a small bundle and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just out there and selling, I guess. So yeah, you can really check it out anywhere.
It's doing its thing.
Yeah, it's doing its thing. This month, I think at the end of the month, it will be in the Switch, Asia storefront. So just something else to look out for. Other than that, if you guys are referring to like content, we made a small update before the break, and yeah, we'll see. Like, I think there's some ideas to add some more stuff, but generally it's out there.
Yeah. And it is currently on sale on Humble Bundle.
Oh, yeah.
As well. So. As is Guns of Icarus.
I will get the link. Yeah. Yes, I will get the link and post it in chat. It is also on our Twitter pages.
It seems like lately you look at Guns of Icarus. Let me start over. You look at Guns of Icarus, and it's like, when is it not on sale?
Yeah, I think that is just generally true for any game, I guess. Yeah, just because the Steam has winter sale, they have the holiday sale.
Yeah, there's been a lot of sales, one after the other.
Whatever, they just been doing stuff. And then coming up, Steam has another Lunar New Year sale, and then generally, people are just expected now to participate in all the sales, right? Because why not? So and then they just have all these sales back to back to back, so it's yeah.
Yeah, I've I've always played games on PC. I think I've gotten kind of spoiled by all the Steam sales all the time. I look at other platforms and I'm like, is this how much games cost?
Yes, they do. I did just finally purchase Kerbal Space Program because that is on sale. My son has been asking for it.
There, I've posted the sale links in the chat. So if anybody wants to buy it for a friend or buy it for yourself, or
That is for Steam Key.
Yes.
Yeah. Just to be clear, because Amsterdam is on. Well, it shows you what platforms it's for down there at the bottom. So, do you have any other Guns of Icarus stuff you want to talk about?
Not particularly. I was just trying to glue the sails onto the tiny little sails on here, but my hands are too wobbly today. Like when you get sick and your motion is kind of a little shaky. Yeah, don't try to put models together with pieces that are only a couple millimeters across.
No idea what you're talking about. Shaky hands, sick. What?
Shaky hands when you're sick.
Oh, come on.
We know you don't get sick.
You know what? Like I feel like last year, I feel like okay.
You were sick at least once.
There was a time, right? I feel like there was a time. You can ask Warren. I was like sick all the time. Sick like every other month or whatever. But then recently, I don't want to jinx myself. Not gonna jinx myself,
Right.
but recently I feel like I haven't.
You're the man of steel now.
Right?
Nothing can touch you.
No, it's true though. When was I sick? Like I've had been sick.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah. I know. I definitely got sick more last year than in previous years.
You know what? You have
I don't have more injuries. I have injuries. I had injuries.
I think the last severe injury I had is when I dislocated my shoulder snowboarding.
Oof.
Oh, I tore my rotator cuff.
Ooh.
Had like frozen shoulder snowboarding. I caught an edge. I think it was double black, like humbled, and my arm was like very, very unnaturally. It was like, I had my arm up, and it was like very unnaturally, like, pinned or like bent backward. And yeah, it popped out of the socket, and then I had like, trauma injury that took like a year to maybe a year over a year to like get back to kind of normal. I mean, it's still like the shoulder, the way it looks is like slightly different from like the other shoulder. Just because I had to get a cortisone because like I can't raise it and stuff like that. So anyway, that was painful.
That sounds a bit.
Yeah. And then like I later slightly tore my labrum on my right. And then it froze up as well. And it took me like 6 months. So I had like pretty bad injuries on both my shoulders. And that was like, yeah, like Warren was right. I mean, the 2018, yeah, I was like still getting over my shoulder injuries. It's like bad, and I was like getting sick and stuff. But yeah, this year has been relatively better for me.
That's good. Hope, fingers crossed. This year's just as good or better for all of us.
So how's everybody's weather doing? Because it is ridiculous right here right now.
What do you mean by ridiculous? Hot or cold?
Like summer weather in the middle of winter.
Okay, so last week I felt like it was spring already. we had a week where it was, 50s, even 60s.
Oh, it's been 80 here during the day.
Yeah, and finally this week it got cold again. So for example, right now it is like 22 degrees or 23 degrees. But last week it was just like, man, it's like end time, like end of the world stuff. It's like 60 degrees in the middle of winter, in the dead of winter. I cannot recall. Like I've been living in New York for what 15 years now, right? I cannot recall that ever happened.
I remember
Yeah, this
like
has been an odd
2 years ago,
year.
it was like 15 degrees in January, which I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. But yeah, we were barbecuing in like January. And I think it happened in February too. And that's supposed to be like the coldest part of the winter. So it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Here in Colorado, it's the weather's often all over the place. Like, it's not that weird to have just a warm week in January, and then it gets really, really cold again in February, and then it's warm-ish in March, and then it freezes again in April. It's not too weird for around
Well,
here.
anyways, I think it's probably time for maybe for me, like it may be a good time to like just look at the sort of the coastal shoreline projections and see in say 10 years or 20 years, because of like warming and because like all the rise of the sea level, where it's going to be the like the new shoreline, and just kind of like buy houses. So for example, maybe I should like move to Vermont or something, because like
Yeah, just go ahead and
or like
move.
upstate New York or something, because like a good part of New York will be like New York City will be like flooded underwater, and so like all the houses here will be like completely useless and the economy will collapse, and then we I might as well just like go get a farm or something, and then that could be like the new coastline or something. So it's like
And
maybe
the coast
smart.
is yeah.
I don't know if it'll be destroyed because Venice made a go of it.
Oh man, Venice is dope, dude. They're fucked.
New York could be the new Venice.
Didn't Venice flood a bunch last year?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
screwed.
Recently?
They're
It
screwed.
floods
Just
all.
wait until summer. Venice is just the flooding is gonna be more and more. Like you guys read, like you guys know that, like for example, Jakarta, the capital city of Indonesia, right? With like, I mean, just roughly, let's say 25, to maybe 30, somewhere between 20 and 30 million in their greater metropolis. They're moving Jakarta to a new capital. They're moving capital city to a new place because combination of rising sea level and because they have been pumping groundwater, right? Because Jakarta is like kind of built on like swampy like areas, whatever, with a lot of groundwater and stuff. But then because of urban development and population growth, they've been like pumping a lot of groundwater, right? And so the combination of those two factors is making Jakarta sink. Like Jakarta is kind of like the Atlantis or something. Like, no, it's not to that level, but Jakarta is like going to be underwater and
Wow.
irreversibly so. So they're actually building a new capital city and abandoning Jakarta in the future. That should be like, I mean, like right now, that's just like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, whatever, right? But if we step back and think about that, it's like, holy shit,
That's terrifying. Yeah.
right, a city, a capital city, in a, really like one of the largest or most populated. It's like this. Indonesia is like what, the second most populous country in Asia, right? Behind China, I think. I have to look. But anyway, they're moving capital city because their capital city is, sinking under the ocean. That's like,
I wonder what it would take to
that's like, holy shit.
New York.
I mean, New York, just because there's so much money, I mean, they're gonna like build like outer islands, they're gonna build barriers, they're gonna build like huge pumps, and then they're gonna like try to stall this as much as possible, right?
They'll probably dig up Maine to get enough backfill.
I mean, the thing is that, well, like if sorry, I mean, India, like sorry, it's China, India, and then Indonesia. So
Gotcha.
Indonesia is actually the third most populous, you know, country in Asia, and Asia has a lot of people, right? So like it's that's yeah, pretty crazy, nuts.
Yeah,
You think
yeah.
if you take a step back, that's like, holy moly.
I live in a rural
Very
area.
scary.
I can't like consider the concept of that many people.
There's
It's too
more
alien.
people in one building than there is within 100 miles of you.
Yeah,
probably.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in a rural area, and when I talk about neighbors, people don't understand that you mean somebody you have to like walk for 20 minutes just to get to. That's a neighbor. You know, if you say I got to go around the block and talk to the neighbor Jones, that means you hop in your car and you drive for about 6 minutes, and then you're there because the blocks are about 6 miles across.
I'm not quite that rural, but yeah.
That's how rural I was. But the place I grew up was pretty awesome. A river cutting through the middle of it, snowmobiling every year, lots of ski hills within probably 20 minutes.
Okay, so anyway, so Jakarta has like, you know, the city of Jakarta itself, like, you know, the city proper of Jakarta itself has like, you know, 11 million people now. But you know, there's the greater metropolis is like, you know, closer to 30 million. Just kind of like New York is like 8 point whatever million people, but the greater New York area is like 20 some million. It's like you have to count like Long Island, you have to count like parts of Long Island, you know, parts of like different parts of like upstate New York, because they're kind of connected tissues or interconnected with New York, right? Like the whole like the greater, you know, economy, like metropolitan economy as a whole, like, you know, you kind of have to count that many people. But so like, yeah, I mean, if Jakarta sinks and then like, you know, they have to move capital, like the displacement is like unbelievable. You know?
Yeah. Yike.
So where are they gonna move everyone to?
Holy crap! To like a different. So, sorry, the greater you know, metropolitan area of Indonesia is actually 35.6 million.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's crazy.
Looks like about a quarter of the city will be underwater by 2050.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're like.
Just move to another
And
island.
that has nothing to do with
they're
planning
planning for the transition now. It's just that's insane. Like I feel like that kind of like right now it's just like, you know, when say for instance like, oh, summer, you know, dry season, oh, like Australia, like you look at the satellite map of Australia printing, right? Like, you know, the fires, it's like, huh, that should be more alarming than we give it credit for, right? Like, really? Like, you know, you look at, dude, like, or like, you know, or like, you know, you see pictures of like the Amazon in dry season, like burning up. So yes, in the dry season, there are forest fire in the Amazon, but you know, the scale of the fire last year, that's kind of alarming. I would say like
very alarming.
now it's just like, oh yeah, whatever, yeah, haha, like that's just news that I see on Twitter. Okay, yeah, whatever, you know. And then, but if we really stop and think about it, that is, dang, it's kind of frightening.
It is. There's just been so many forest fires everywhere the last 4 or 5 years.
So
breaking records.
segue. Is there going to be a forest fire version of?
Oh no!
A forest fire map.
Somebody
Oh
had to
my
go
God.
there, and instead of people running around, you got to go in and save koalas.
That might be too far.
Yeah, that would definitely be too far.
I could see like it just instead of a vertical house, it would be a like woods that you have to go deep into and then carry people out.
Or a zoo.
Yeah.
You know it.
It could be a maze level. You just have to find
Oh,
your way
man.
through all the paths.
But if we were to follow Uber's, I think there may be we might have to do Embr Eats next.
Embr Eats. Like that. Well, you're gonna be hungry after all the stress of your house.
Yeah, or it's just we're so dedicated to delivery. It's like your house is on fire, no problem. Get you there, get you your dim sum.
See, but
ramen.
Embr Eats goes a step further. We bring the grill to you.
Exactly.
It's like every Embr truck has a fully equipped live charcoal grill in the back.
Oh.
Yeah. Embr delivery service coming.
Saying that, I do think I saw like a home delivery cooking service where they will come to your house and they've got a kitchen in their vehicle, and they just cook everything and then deliver it to your door, and it's all cooked fresh right there.
Yeah. It's actually kind of popular in New York. So there are like a few different types of services that you see advertised in New York. Some of it's just like, oh yeah, some dude will basically prepare a meal for you, and then there's there's like more refined kitchen. It's kind of like delivery, but it's just like, oh, you order from one place, and then there's like a chef, as a I don't know if it's fine dining or whatever, but it's like, oh, some like gourmet chef that cooks the meal for you, just however many times you just kind of like you buy a meal plan prepared by some gourmet chef that will like deliver it to your door, blah blah. So there's like all these like variations, and then I don't know about you guys, but in New York City, I don't know how many delivery app I have, right? Like I have what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 delivery apps on my phone right now.
I have none.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't have any either. No.
There's nothing here.
It's like, oh, DoorDash, ooh, free delivery, like 2 dishes free. Okay, I'm ordering from DoorDash.
I don't know if we have DoorDash. We have Uber Eats and Driver. No, not Driver.
I've never even heard of it.
It's one that's spelled like Ember is with the E removed, and I don't remember what it is. I'm not even joking. I saw that and I'm just like, I wonder if they came before or after Ember.
Embr Eats, baby.
Yeah, I know there is nothing here. I think we had one Uber driver once, but it was just one person.
Dude, Jen, you just gotta get on it, man. Local monopolize that market.
I guess. I don't even know what you'd have to go through to. No, I haven't even.
Nothing. No, really.
Maybe I should.
You just have to show up your driver license and do some bullshit like training, whatever stuff, and you got it going. I think because they do help you. I think they would help you because you need like one of those like limousine like license or something. But supposedly like Uber should help you apply. What Embr should help you.
Yeah.
Oh, one of them is Bring Me That.
Which ones deliver alcohol?
Hoocher.
Alcohol delivery, dude. That's like
Hoocher.
I don't know, man. That's like
Boozer.
Dude, that's a good idea though. That's a good. Alcohol delivery?
If there's one foodstuff or commodity that I don't want to drive to get, it's alcohol when I've already been drinking.
That's fair.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
exists. That
That's-
there's definitely I've seen
Oh shit! Like I
services
type
like
in
that.
alcohol and there's alcohol delivery. Like looking up on the app store. So there is Grizzly fast alcohol delivery, and then there's Saucy alcohol delivery. There's like a bunch.
wow.
Bring it chilled to your door.
I'll be honest, I've never really looked into this stuff, but I know it's not
There's-
here.
Huh?
I've never really looked into it because I know it's not here.
Mini bar is not even the most popular one, dude. Apparently, Grizzly is the most popular.
We have liquor.
I know.
It's not exactly.
I know. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's like gonna be big in New York just because like it's like kind of like roll down the staircase and then roll into a like convenience store like right next to my apartment.
Yeah, you don't even have to get up. Just kind of roll.
Really, so close. Reach out and grab alcohol.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the best idea.
No, dude, it is the best. Like, there's like a bunch of services already doing it. Too late.
Let's see. Valve has a snack closet at their offices. Is Embr Eats your variant?
Wait, how does Valve do this?
I don't know. They just have snacks on site, I guess.
No, man, we're gonna deliver. We're gonna compete
we're gonna
in the.
We're gonna
compete-
deliver to Valve.
Yeah, we're gonna exactly. We're gonna deliver when Valve's house is on fire. Like when Valve's office is on fire, we're gonna show up with their food, with their lunch, and while they're eating their lunch and wait in their like out there in their lawn, they can eat their lunch while we fight fires. It's double the service. That's what we're gonna do. Dude, like, okay, so just looking at 2, 3. Favor. That's another delivery. There's like so many delivery stuff. God.
Jeez. Yeah,
So
I've used Uber Eats. Once I was visiting my cousin when he was in Seattle, and we used it a lot. That's the only experience I've had with it. We have about 9 minutes left here. Dev games and weekend missions are up in Guns of Icarus. Let's see. Let me just get some of these out. Yeah, dev games. Renee, will we be streaming dev games?
Unfortunately not. I have to go after this one.
Like, yeah.
Oh? Oh. Okay.
And sign up for Crucible.
yeah, do that thing.
And sign up for SES. Sign up
Sign
for
up for
SES. Yes.
Yeah.
Sign up for SES.
Sign up for Embr.
Sign up for Embr. Join the
Yes.
Embr server.
Sign up for Embr Eats.
We will have alpha testing session today.
Mhm.
And yeah, come hang out, play some Embr.
Yeah, come join us.
Especially if you haven't played it yet. It is a Steam build. Just if you show up, we can get you a key if you don't have one already. That is in 3 hours.
Yes, 3 hours.
Yes,
Good.
3 hours.
Got it. I think Chaos Skirmish Saturday is on Saturday. For all Guns of Icarus events, you can find the times in your local time zone by going in-game and clicking community at the top and then events, and you can see the times in your local time zone for all of the events. I'm not going to try to convert all those time zones right now or ever. Yeah, you can check them out there. I think that's all the keys for Embr Alpha. If you want to come help us test Embr Alpha, Sign up for Embr Eats on the App Store. Available July 2021. And then Zetnus says, I'm not sure I want to commit to 24 months of Embr Prime.
It's always
But
going to
it's a
be,
good deal.
you know, it's always going to be, you know, pay as you go. Oh my God. So, you know, I was talking to a friend last night, right? We're talking about, so it's like, hey, you know, just talking about streaming services and stuff. And I was like, hey, you know, like Disney Plus. It's like, oh, Mandalorian. He's like, what streaming services? Basically, like, what streaming services? He's like, oh, you know, I was like, oh, I have Disney Plus, right? I, you know, was watching Mandalorian, blah blah, and then I just kind of kept it. He's like, oh, dude, he basically just like got so he got the Disney Plus trial, right? And within a week, he just binge watched all the, like, you know, the first season of Mandalorian and canceled it. And it's like,
I believe it.
nothing. He basically just watched Mandalorian for free and then canceled it. It's
Wow.
like, okay then.
There was something I wanted to watch on Netflix, and I haven't had Netflix in like 10 years. And I was thinking, they've got a free trial for a month. I could watch that.
With Netflix, yeah. I mean, the thing is, there are so many shows on Netflix now. You can't, you know, well, it's totally up to you, right? Like, but then it's kind of hard. Like, they do a pretty good job of like pacing them out. And like, you know, if you just follow like a few different like shows, then you almost kind of have to subscribe to Netflix.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm on the fence. As soon as BoJack's done, I'm undecided if I'm gonna keep it or not.
Well, yeah, like actually, well, speaking of
Might
which,
switch over to, you know,
what shows have you guys been watching on Netflix?
not too many.
I don't watch
that much.
Netflix at all.
Oh, really?
I don't
No,
have
I
Netflix.
don't watch TV. I only watch YouTube. I don't watch TV or anything like that unless there's something really good.
Huh.
But yeah.
My biggest issue with a lot of the streaming services is a lot of the
Does
time
it
I want to
cost
watch.
money?
Well, no, I want to instead I want to watch some older film or something,
Yeah,
like, you know, just some, I don't know, something from like the mid 90s. It's like, where can I watch this? And it's nowhere.
True.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I'm subscribed to. I gotta.
So what I wanted to watch was The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that yet.
What is that?
It's
That
a
is-
new series that Netflix did.
Noah has allegedly murdered two
dude.
people.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna
Played
mute.
in-
Like, I'm curious now. I'm looking it up.
Yeah, I have not. I haven't
Yes,
watched
it's
it.
a
Oh.
new series based on the Dark. It's a prequel to The Dark Crystal,
Oh, I just found it.
made by the children of Jim Henson.
See, I'm surprised I'm surprised it's on Netflix, not on Disney Plus. Because doesn't Disney own all, like, or do they just own Muppets?
I don't know, but
I think they bought the Henson Company bought some things back from Disney.
Okay. Yeah.
well, the production value looks high.
Oh, it looks really good. They've got a puppet master who does things just with his hands. He's got. I'll have to link them to you later. Actually, I might have shown them various times in the Muse Discord. But yeah, it's simply amazing what he does.
Yeah,
Huh.
I need to watch it. I found out about that by accident because
So did I.
my partner had never seen The Dark Crystal. I'm like, it's on Netflix, we're watching it. And then I searched it up and it was like, here's this series that's coming soon. I'm like, what?
Yeah, the only reason I found out about it because I watched the guy's channel who does the hand puppets, and he's like, as you might know, I did this work in the Dark Crystal, and I'm like, what? You're not that old.
I've been watching some food shows on Netflix. You know, that's pretty good.
See,
There's like a series called Tree Food. I was watching that. It's like, that's kind of cool.
That's actually why I ended up canceling Netflix, because we'd turn it on and the only thing we'd end up watching would be like some food show.
Oh,
It, or was that the cable? I think that was the cable, actually.
the multicultural experience.
Oh, I
the
love food shows.
Educational food, like what is that? Cancel it. God.
But I can watch all the different cultural food stuff I want on YouTube.
No, that's true.
Like
That's
Mike.
true. But I would say there are a few like food shows like street food, and I watch Chef's Table too, right? Just I mean it's like a lot of it's like fine dining stuff, but it's kind of cool because it's the production is like the production value is pretty good, and it's almost like narrative thing, right? It's like the chef and blah blah. It's kind of interesting. I mean, granted, it's like of course it's like advertisements for the restaurants and it's like kind of like self-serving and whatnot, but it's still pretty interesting though, because I mean a lot of the chefs like, oh my god, they like really struggled, blah blah, down on hard times and blah blah. I don't know, it's kind of cool.
That's the top of the hour. Any
It's
final
all
thoughts
done.
before we move over to Dev?
Join us for Dev Games. It'll be good.
Awesome.
Join us in the Discord. We'll be talking in there.
So glad to be able to have this opportunity to procrastinate and do nothing except for just chit chat during work hours for an hour. Thank you.
Yeah,
You're welcome. I was busy being sick, coughing while not on mic, and cutting out pieces of paper.
Hey, Howard, if there's anybody else in the office who wants to just chat for an hour, send them over here. Let me know.
Let us know.
Right. I think Matt, there's like a bunch of people out sick today.
Oh wow.
Oh.
I didn't realize there were so many people sick in the office.
At the moment in the Embr room, only me is not here.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think Matt, Cameron, George are all sick today or something.
Oh.
It's going around.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop out. I'm gonna grab a quick snack, and then I'll be in Dev Games.
Okay, yeah. Join us for Dev Games. Open up Guns of Icarus. Join the future lobby in PvP. If the lobby is willing, we'll do some infiltrate matches toward the end, since that is the weekend. But I'll leave that up to the lobby. All right.
Join us for alpha testing later.
Yep.
In 3
Join us
hours.
for alpha testing.
Yes.
3 hours from now.
I'm doing my own alpha testing internally, like right now, actually.
Yeah.
For real.
Renee, do you want to see us out?
And with that, we're going to end this stream. So thanks everyone for watching, and join us in Dev Games in like right now. Right now, go.
Right.
And goodbye.